talk about that later on as we can get into our game at number 5. Right now, the plane is in the air. It's game 5. It's the final game here for Group B. Avenger. It's a middle plane once again.
So it's kind of what we had throughout the whole day.
Yeah.
Now it's just the other way around, right? We're gonna go from southeast to northwest this time. I wonder where the circuit's gonna be. Is it gonna be southeast again? I would think so. If one of these teams with the tendencies we've had today.
It's almost like Reciprocity's got drop spots anyway, because they've literally been dropping on 2 sides of the same sort of plane.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, that's what you want. You want this plane down the middle that accesses the entire map for all of these teams. They can use those north. If you look at the map, it's a north-south map. The way the rotations work, the way the roads are laid out, this kind of plane is optimal. Everyone can use those vehicles to move very quickly to their north-south looting spots and sort of horizontally across the map. So the question again will be, which team uses the flow of those roads and map to maximize the circle? If this ends up being something in the northeast, it could throw our entire ranking into chaos, because we haven't really seen them have to push out through that San Martin, through that Picado Death Valley yet. All
right, it's time for game 5. It's time for the commentators. It's time for game 10 of a marathon day here of PUBG action.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a marathon, hasn't it? But it has been damn good. So, final game of the first day. We've seen so much already, and it looks like an early bit of action as well. And the circle, I've seen this game before.
This can't be real.
I mean, they're quite good circles, though, really.
They are, but they're just a bit similar.
A little bit.
Fair play to them. So, as you saw the plane coming in, Puerto I'm going to be ending directly over the trailer park. Now, no one's going to go that further a distance. The only people that have been are Reciprocity, because they like to be the first ones out of the plane, but this time round, it's the complete polar opposite end of the map. Nice plane for Besiktas, obviously running up that eastern coast. That's where they like to go. They like to play the normal game. Easy peasy for them. They get all the loot in the world. You move further afield. Los Leones, we home on into it. 3 teams always. I say 3. Kind of like 2.5, but generally Galatasaray, they do get involved on those little back fights. And at the end of the day, they have to rotate off of the back of this. Okay, we can see them running, you know, all the way down south, and they'll take the western roads and such, but they might be able to play a dividend and maybe take out an M19 player here or there, which again we have seen. Trifler, usual place for him. He always likes to split off from the rest of Accelerate. Now, it does wonders because he can hold them back, he can be the scout, and he can pick up vehicles and also leave the rest of his team just to loot happily up at the opposite side of La Bendita, should I say, so to speak. Generally, it's business as usual. You've seen 4 of these games now, guys. You know where people are going to be going. The question is, how do you rotate? Where do you set up? Where's this circle going to throw things off? So far for rotations, they've been the telling story for some teams, and it's ultimately left to a very early grave. Remember, we kind of said after this day is all said and done for these teams, this is the 10th game of the day, but this is Group B, a different one, so it is a fresh 5, so to speak. Yeah. If you can get yourself in the top 8, if you can finish anywhere around the 1,400 point mark, you've had a good day.
I think that's what a lot of teams will be aiming for. I think you want to try and get that on the board. If you do, you're feeling it. You're feeling good about yourselves, and you can go back, watch over the VODs tonight, maybe tomorrow morning, and see how you are. Now, if you are wondering who's leading, if you want to see the leaderboards, the total rankings, it's on your screen. Accelerate, still at the top. Reciprocate. I hate that team's name. But it's not a real word.
Reciprocity.
It's not a real word. Stop pretending it's a real word. Riot Gaming. I'm not going to say your name. I'll call you Team Rec. There you go. Riot Gaming. So all the boys are up there. And then Esports is up there. Team Ready. Team Ready have kind of slipped off a little bit. They were well within that kind of top 5. And they've kind of a little fallen off the gas. They had that one real outstanding game. Red Diamond sitting within the top 10. And Moonwolf up there as well. A lot of these teams have been consistent now. And Method have kind of sorted themselves out a little bit too. Kind of pushing up a touch. But 12th isn't great for them. No,
same with Besiktas, to be honest with you. 11,
yeah,
them
better than that.
N19, 14th. You don't expect to see this. However, there's a saving grace to this, and I will say this is not over yet. This is one day. Yes. There is 15 games in total, and tomorrow we get the start of a wrangle. So, you got to keep your head down. You got to keep plodding along, regardless of what the standings look like. All can change. There has been upsets in the past, and it doesn't matter how you end today, as long as you end strong tomorrow, rolling into the final day of the qualifiers. This, of course, is a group phase, and then we move into 3 days of the grand finals. So there can only be 10 teams when all this is said and done that move on to Pro League, while other teams are falling down to the Contender Series. And then below that, there will, of course, be another amount of competition that allows you to move through, because at the end of the day, this is a life-changing opportunity. Phase 1 of 3 when it comes to the Pro League. That's all kicks up in 2019. Exciting times for PUBG Esports ahead. There's obviously another confirmed PGI. We've seen that at the timeline as well. So it's good. It's fun, and it's another big green gum.
It all rhymed.
It did. It didn't mean to.
Hire him for PGI. He can make the rhyme sound good. I zoom. Gonna get something to zoom pretty nicely with. 6 times on that too.
Oh, that's nice.
6 or 8, what do you prefer? I'll throw a 4 in. Or a 4.
I mean, it makes a difference with the 8, because you can obviously de-zoom on them.
Then what do you prefer?
6.
Yeah. I might as well use the 8, but the 6 is really my jam.
I like it. I mean, it looks good. I wish there was an option to, that when you find one and don't have a long-range weapon, to beat somebody with it.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Because that thing is beefy.
Yeah. It's a long boy.
When you pick up a 15 times,
I can't
Jack
use
Sparrow
it.
on the back of a boat.
It just baffles me. I don't get it.
It is weird.
It feels it feels like I'm cheating. You know what I mean? I've suddenly got binoculars.
Zoomed in on the faces.
Yeah.
Let's see how many.
Squad. Off they go. Where
It's
have they been?
a little bit earlier for them, this one, I've got to say. But I'm glad they've got out, because Rec are actually pushing into them. Now, what you're seeing here is almost a mirror image of what we saw in Game 2, I believe it was. We had several teams all loitering around this area. And again, the reason they're doing it is because it's the main road. You're going to expect people to be running off around it because of these cars, these buggies. Why would you opt to go through a bumpy field when you've got a nice flat surface to do it? So they're kind of reading it well and expecting the oncoming players. Everyone's still alive. 7 minutes in and nobody's lost anybody. This might actually be a world record so far for this Group B.
Look at Garbage Man. Why have you said this?
Just put a bit of pressure on him, you know. I might turn around and get the 4v1. We've seen Wick do it. If Wick can do it, anybody can. No, that's BM, that.
Yeah, don't be so toxic.
No, sorry. Sorry, Wick. I like him.
Oh, look at that power slide in the fence. Saw it.
If he didn't balls at the end, it would have been good. Yeah. All right, Lauren.
Yes.
Let's look for some of our teams that are having a bit of a struggle and see where they are. But Besiktas have got a really good rotation here. They've got themselves directly instead of the circle.
That's a nice
Near
one.
enough. It's nice. It's a little compound that'll give them some ground. The Sauna boys. Oh, God, Sauna are already smack bang in the middle.
Of course they are.
Method of spread. They're going to... Is that Power Grid? It is. So the same place as before, but there's 2 teams lingering on the edge. In fact, where they were in the previous one, the exact same spot, there's a team already there. So they might be in for the fight of their life.
It could be. Rec taking the longest rotate available. They might actually go all the way up.
They might even get punched on the way up because there's 2 teams in front of them.
Who's in front of them?
That would be Odenza.
Crushed it.
Nice one.
M19. Having a pop.
Mutant.
Gun just doesn't look real, does it? You know what I mean?
It looks good when you got a silencer on it, though.
Oh, beefy boy. We do see a couple of those shots coming in. Ims, the downfall of Rec before, gets away okay. They're down very far south as well.
Just make sure he makes it through. I don't like Valdemar. I've had a circle finish here a few times. Like, I mean, yeah, I suppose so. You could call it that. It does feel like it when you're playing against it.
Do you know that Voldemort is meant to be said Voldemort? There's no T on the end, apparently. She could have said that sooner. Didn't. Yeah.
I don't know.
Lord Voldemort.
Voldemort?
No.
Doesn't sound right.
No, I don't.
So why do all of the characters in Harry Potter say?
I know! Apparently she came out, she was like, yeah, it's meant to be Voldemort. I'm like, well...
My entire life has been a lie.
Yeah, that's how I felt when I found out.
He's a cruel man. Hey, oh, he's flipped his bus.
Oh, he hasn't, has he?
He has.
Ooh!
Oh!
That's a squeaky bum time, that is. Uh-oh, flak. From the sides, the fire coming through. Where is that from, actually?
Near Florence.
Is that Simsy?
Bang. Oh, my.
Woof!
Have a bit of that, son. How many times he died first?
Assume fetal position and cry, just...
Please press F.
Oh, dear.
Good God.
Look at the little bus. The bus that could. Gets out, runs faster.
Going on a trip. I don't know the words to that.
It's not even a song. You're just making it up.
What? Last time I played with you on this, you turned up in that bus and you lit. Was it the picking the kids up from the school or something? With the haircut.
Mum.
That's the one.
Yeah, yeah. I just want to, talk to the manager of the restaurant. And I need to go and pick my kids up from school. I've only been day drinking. It's fine. 16 teams, 63 players. Flak is down. And we are seeing Rec taking the world's longest rotate. Which was it the Korean teams that were doing that at PGI?
Yep.
Is this it? Scum sat there and gone, how did I lose? How has it been done?
I'll tell you how he lost. He had a car roll into him. Remember when he crouched under the tree? Dum. As Mosey would say, the sack of potatoes lands on him.
Shouldn't laugh. Funny though.
It's funny because it happened on air.
Can you tell that it's 11 o'clock? Guys at home, thanks for sticking with us, by the way. PUBG community, you are actually pretty cool. Pretty cool lot.
Nice to see the NA boys tuning in as well.
Yeah. Good morning, afternoon, North America.
We're just in a weird time zone.
Yeah, we're confused.
Simsy.
Ooh, speaking of confusion, Simsy gonna just stop that scouting right where it was. None of that's gonna be happening towards him. And Rex still in the blue, having a whale of a time. They'll be out of it soon, they're fine. They're just taking the world's longest rotate. I don't know. Oh, Shiv. Love driving. They don't have that many meds though, look at that. They're actually kind of light on them.
I suppose there is a counter-argument when you could say that when you play in a strat of alternate loot spots, that you're not going to have your constant loot directions, as in, you know, your teams that go to the same place, they know they can loot buildings and areas super quick, super fast, and they can get completely geared up. So that might be a downfall of doing this strategy, so to speak, what they're doing. They will come in, they're out of the blue now, all about. Method is staying in the same place as before now. For Method, this is an interesting one, because before they'd opted to move, the circle didn't go their way from power grid, they left the vehicles behind, and then they just got battered on arrival.
Yeah, it was rough.
Will they wait out the circle again, or will they use the vehicles and move forward? I tell you who's using something, though.
Ooh, the arm.
It's
Ooh, the arm.
It's the long-range shot. And he is
He wasted
dead.
2 smokes. I take joy in the smallest things in life. Just knowing that someone just wasted 2 smokes and me just feel like sat there waiting like, good.
Looks like washout.
That's actually a big loss. Moonwolf have been playing really well. Like,
Washed out.
Stop it. I expect that from like Moses.
He's just back at the hotel whinging.
Of course he is.
He's an angry man.
He's American. He's good at that.
That's really going to offend him because he's a Canadian.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I see. Oh, I thought, no. Sorry, mate. I'm forgetting how deep your memes go.
It's just like I'm sat there in my own head, like 3 like metas down.
How
It's
can
like,
I
no,
offend
get this.
my fellow casters?
No, he is a wonderful human being. I miss him being here. He's on the early shift. It's surprising anyone put Moses on the early pre-watershed shift.
You get him tomorrow.
Don't like him anymore. I'm back. All right, kill point so far. Well, you know, game 0. Shiv's doing all right, though.
He is.
But look at there's 3 players from the same team, well within that top sort of margin of it. And the reason I'm talking a load of nonsense is because actually, the vast majority of the teams are still alive. We've lost a couple of players here and there. The rotation is still pretty open. A lot of teams are okay, I say that. Moonwolf just about getting into cover. They're having a bit of an awkward one. There is a lot of room left on the map. That is what I'm saying. There's a lot of available areas. No one has to necessarily fight unless you're coming in very late, which Rec kind of are. A couple of the teams potentially are. It's teams towards the top who are seemingly playing for late game now. That's the reason it feels like they're coming in quite late on these rotations.
I actually like the position that Moonwolf's in, to be honest. Unless there's a couple of grenades that are going to come up and over and again. Playing at this level, you need to know every single dip, every single divot, every single nook and cranny where you can hide an individual player. Toxic is still up. Lauren's happy. They did lose the play straight off the bat. They lost one. The first one to fall, which is rather feels bad. 6 more. And his team ready. It's time to go. Fortunately, it literally drives into a hail of bullets.
Just do a backflip. Just do something stylish. I want to see something cool.
And before it just dies.
Not a buggy. That's the least cool thing you could get. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
6, what are you doing?
Why? Why do you do this?
What is going on? All right.
Trifelli's got a 24 again. That man can snipe.
He really can. But the thing is that I'm glad they are scouting out because there are teams in front of them and they're not quite in the safety yet. So it's smart play. It's cautious. It's reserved. It's good from them. Not being hap-handed or restless. They could get a tire popped. I doubt Rustenmar's going to get found from this, if I'm honest. But he's taking a wide route on it. Why not?
He's
Why risk it?
literally circling back on himself.
Yeah.
The problem is doing that, as you can see from the map, Accelerate Gaming are going to have to run into 2 teams as they do past out of Monte Nuevo. that road, all right, it'll get you in. But again, it's this main road of death, as we've been calling it, because you got two stories, two sides of the map. Where do you go apart from forward? If you go to the right-hand side, you go up against the Venza. If you go to the left-hand side, you go up against, you got Red Diamonds, Galatasaray, M19 ahead. It's a rough old bird. I won't like to be running that one because it's just, I mean, the more Venza go forward, the better it is for them. It gives a bit more of breathing room, so to speak. But again, with how many's alive going into this circle, it's one of those moments where every spot's already taken. We saw what happened in the last game, so let's all just dive middle, which is what they've done. You've got TC in there. Method, they've extended a tiny bit. They're just outside of the power grid. M19 are also getting stuck in. They've got themselves a compound on the edge of the road, hoping the circle will hard shift towards them. Rex still only just gone out of the blue. No, in fact, no, I'm talking rubbish. They're there.
They've just got a drop for themselves.
Directly in front of them, which, whether or not they see that, Scoom
They were
will.
rotating. Surely they saw it. I mean,
You'll have to do.
you're
Scoom's
going
going
to see
for
the
it,
plane going over,
actually.
so they should be able to get that. That's really nice. I mean, not to be harsh to Toxic, I haven't seen them get more than maybe
circle
once. Again, it's
replica.
It actually feels very similar.
Look, because this is where the circle come in. It pretty much just cut the edge of Method. Different approach, though. It looks like they're getting vehicles.
Because last time they got kind of caught slowly working their way in, they got caught on the southern side, which had almost no cover. The northern side is the one that has a lot of the cover here. So 249, 3'd up. That's not bad. That's good work. They've got a little bit more meds as well, you can see there. You saw Hack said he didn't have that much before. I think he had like one boost and a med pack. Somehow they picked him up. I don't know if it was from killing someone or just found a little bit of supplementary loot. Raya on the move, long rotation through the northern side. And we're going to be seeing Simsy up here, Lux up here. The boys are in position.
Nope.
Want to be careful though. Bring those cars up.
That's why his Ultra's gone continued through, because you need to be careful showing your tyres on that one. A pull it back. Moonwolf is still dug in. He's seen him. I'm about to say if he's seen. How far will that go?
That's ambitious. Nowhere near.
I don't know, Lauren. It's gone down the hill.
He's got an arm on him. I'll give him that. He is lobbing those nades. I'm looking at the kill feed, waiting for 3 names to pop up. There's a little bit of a trifecta. Zoom, going to find another. Going to be making Moonwolf fear the Orm.
That's in that gap. That's in that divot. So now all of a sudden the rest of Q-Ridge can push on this. He's giving away the position. If they come down like holy thunder, that'll be all of them dead.
That is indeed going to be the case. It looks like they will be trying that, to say the very least. O'Connell is bleeding out by the wayside. I don't know if there's a res available here. He's a little bit further pushed down. You can see everyone else kind of going past. Mikaz, sees it, and he's not going to stop for anything. Love nor money, and it looks like the kill's going to be coming through. Mikaz keeps going forward. You can see it in the kill feed. Kodesk finds Edukaz. That's going to be confirming, I'm pretty sure, what started. Tires splits, and he knows he is in real danger. Tries to back out of it, but there's no getting away from that. 2-3 teams opening up fire, and Mikaz going down is a big loss. They are one of the leading teams currently.
Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy.
Higgy, show me what you're made of. They got the revive.
They are. That's an up and over. That's a low ball.
Higgy, run boy, run. Oh, the turn is so good. Moonwolf almost had it, but they fell. You can see Kofest there with a perfect support coming through. There was such good play from them. If it had only been those 2 players from the same angle, they were done for. The other 2 had worked their way to the deeper side of the deflate, created this pinch that as soon as Moonwolf pushed up to try and fight it, that's when the crossfire kicked in. Really nice play off the information they had, and that's a big pickup of points, Rich.
Going to a position so they could hold every single angle, and as soon as it was time to the smoke disappeared, they just pushed. And Moonwolf, that's the nail in the coffin for day number 1 for them. 16th place. That's a little bit rough to end the day on. It's going to certainly put your head down, but you've got to keep your spirits up. That's a long distance and overzealous grenade, to be honest, but whatever works. The wreck pack of... Look at the Tracer. Good God, if that had a hit.
Wait, didn't it?
No, I think he just backed off at the right time.
Because there was one of the players really tagged up. I don't know if it was that shot that came through. There's a lot. They're very good at hitting tires. I will say.
Since it was added as a
Such a good feature.
you could it was added as a feature obviously, and then everyone just abuses it now. You might as well. The fact that it kicks as well when it was that's the feature. Sorry, the kick on it. You could take the tires out before, but being able to get a kick on it,
spin it around, and you're kind of just stuck.
Ain't going nowhere.
Raise your edge. Playing on a very small margin here. They don't have a great deal of room towards the northwest, but they do.
They're in the blue still.
Yeah, actually 2 of them are very much in the blue. They're being held up by, I guess, the Sauna Boys and Toxic, but the southern side is the one that looks very deadly. Look at that for a stack of teams. And the next circle gives them it. Method in a good spot. M19, good spot. I guess Forza in a good spot as well. Odense in an extremely good position.
So this will be an interesting one because at the northern edge, this is where you have this cliff face just interjected into the circle again, exactly, almost identical to the previous circle. Team Ready, they know their downfalls from the previous game, so they're going to go ahead of the pack. Everyone's just rushing middle. This is going to get extremely messy. Look at the kill feed. Here? Keep an eye on that kill feed. 1, 2, 3 knocks. Shiv goes down. That's Fastrail finding him. The headshot comes through K98. There's an answer back from Constab. That's going to be the mini. The headshots, these players are just so damn good. It's not even just individuals going down. It's just dink after dink, range, range, range. Dink, Miramar just becomes such a pain in the backside.
It does.
Oh, let's listen to that. SLR, bang, bang.
It cracks. You don't have to listen to it. You can look at it too. Oh, that's going to be...
We've seen this one before,
We've seen
Lauren.
the shed. It feels familiar.
The thing is, though,
I don't
inside
think it's the same shed. Toxic's still alive. The Sauna boys going to be hearing all this. They could just try and rack up some points here if they get to see him. That bike's at half HP, so...
I think there's only 2 of the Sauna boys alive, though. They've had a rough game.
Yep.
So they've got to be careful themselves. They're not inside the circle. Toxic are heading for the same compound that Besiktas have found themselves in. That's a go. I'd probably get off and run it, boys, to be honest with you.
Don't know what the plan is here.
As soon as they go
oh, no. Raffi! Completely collapsed upon. Fastrail and Maverick combined to claim that one. We do see some return fire. M19 towards Odense. GS, though, under fire as well. That's the Odense side fighting back as best they can. Well. 2 knocks come in as well. Fury goes down. Ims goes down. The support is here, but they're tagged up. They're wounded. They are getting potentially third-partied, or it's one of the players from the top of the side of the hill. Zoom, still alive. That's the Orm in play. Krillian fighting back. Ims does go down, and we are seeing Fury being confirmed. It is not going to be without a fight here. Every team is clinging on for relevance. There's still 15 teams alive.
Yeah, now they've gone past as well. All the remainders of purple team will just see it. Sims, he's got that cooked. That's in the window, but it's at the wrong side. It will mask his footsteps, though.
Nice confirmed kill. Push comes in. Toxic. Get banned from the server. Please call the admin. Someone said heck. They're out. They're done for. I think they're... What?
What the?
Why did it just explode? We cut to it like a very opportune time, or inopportune time if you're one of the Sauna boys. Toxic players, done for, gone. Let's look at who's got 4 players alive. There's still a few teams doing it. They're the ones to keep your eyes on. Another team goes down. We are down to 13 now. That was the Odense side managing to claim that. So good work for them. We see the Sauna boys. 2 of the teams who've won games thus far, down to just 1 player left.
Rekka's still got 3 up. Excuse me. Fastrail's killed himself. Probably dying out of the vehicle. Rather unfortunate. Finally, Sinzi Besiktas again, a bit of a pacing of their own. Maverick's still trying to stay alive, but grenades are coming in thick and fast. He's got to be careful. That's going to be right underneath his toes. He's dead. Sauna boys, they've gone as well in the the background. Hacks will find that one through. Best of luck comes in as well. That means Raise Your Edge has also gone. 2 teams simultaneously back to back. Meanwhile, Method, I like what they're doing. Slow and steady wins the race. They're exerting themselves further and deeper into the circle, but they're also keeping really good coverage on where the best places to go.
Oh, they're laughing.
They are now, because they're ahead of the pack. This is where they were before, in a position where they had to basically fighting an uphill battle against teams left and right of them. Now, they've got 4 players inside the circle. Everyone has to work their way in. Besiktas, plenty of people alive. Rek, plenty of people alive. But this is the same fights that we had before, Lauren, where it's the outskirts fights.
Yep.
They kick off first, and then the stragglers, they get wiped out, and then we go down to these last, like, 3-on-3s, 4-on-4s. That Orm's still in play.
It is.
Just heard it as
I
well.
don't know how many bullets they're going to have left, though. They must be down to only a couple of rounds now, surely, because it's been there throughout the game. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. There was a kill, a knock, and a couple more engagements. Rekka on the route, but Team Ready on the other side. Fire comes through. They're running the gauntlet.
That's got to go.
Oh no, the car's on fire! Yeah. Sheerpack said he go down. Did they leave anyone behind? Hopefully they left Skoom. They did. Skoom is in the background. It was worth, I guess, a gamble, a risk, but my word, that was a disaster in the end.
I mean, what can you do? When you're up on that ledge, there's literally nothing you can do. Merc Gunga actually knows that Skoom's still there, so now this is kind of like the previous scenario where Rek and TR were just going at it head-to-head on that hillside. Zoom, again, looks bites the bullet. Good God, that's going to hurt straight to the face. He's down. Tommel also now falling off the back of that. Tommel's been flushed. Ira sees him with the SKS. Besiktas now 2 down. Make that 3. That's got to be 1 player alive, surely. Ultra's also gone down with another headshot.
2 bullets.
He's kicking ass with this AWM.
Got 2 more shots to make. Potentially 2 more lives to take. He won't take that surely. No, that's a waste. Dead body already.
If he finds that last, then he'll wipe the team.
He could do in theory.
Adrenaline comes
the
through.
Adrenaline as well.
I mean, they're
messing
outside,
around.
right? They've got to
yeah,
run
they're
for
going to
him.
go through the open. Red Diamonds, bit of a sticky situation. If they get tagged from underneath, they are in trouble. Zoom does find Ultra, so that is a big pickup in the end. The last bullet available, he does the job required. So he has performed and then some with the AWM.
Example with the mutant. Tap, tap, tap. Bang, bang, bang. 6 times. Happy days. You got the 2-tap, but you can have it on single fire. It'll do quite a lot of damage at range.
Yes, Andy.
Finally, Andy. Method doing something. For the moment, they're playing for survivability, which I'm absolutely fine with. They need the points.
Yep.
It's a fair... Play the long game. Stay alive and get as many as you can in these final few circles, and then raise hell when it matters most. Don't just run in, balls it up, and die. They're playing the long game. We're okay with it. Krillian finds one. Krillian doesn't find the second one.
That's them done.
Orense, they're out. They're gone. 9th place for them, unfortunately. Scoom has just been found. That should be an 8th place confirmed placement, I would have said, for reciprocity. Yes, it is indeed. Oh, okay. Zoom and Higgy coming in. That's the Mini and the M4 doing the job. They take out 1. Andy again. We'll get the confirmation on that. Now the knocks and kills are coming through. Now it's time for Method to get their act together and really stamp some points on the board in day number 1.
Yeah, for Method, they need to start going now, and they're going to be forced to. The circle has moved away from them finally, so they will have to try and work their way through these fights. Curage on the side. Higgy's going to let the fire go, but these two are prone down here. Zoom, I don't think he's got anything left. No, he doesn't. He switched away from the AWM. Wick's now moving up. Minox is moving up as well. Chris just holding that high ground. Smoke goes up. Is that a nade? That was an accidental nade.
Yeah, it was. Like, stay away from it.
Yep, no, don't do that, Zoom. Come on.
He's going to lob it back. I'm pretty sure one of the players that he was going after bled out, so he might just have just 1 bullet remaining. Andy's position's good because he can keep an eye on. This is how one of the previous one we've seen before, where he just keeps the angle. He can be the nuisance. He can be the annoyance here. He might be right in that arm. He did just put it, and it was red. So that's the range taken away. But still, with 2 Mini 14s, you can't just go blasting at that. If they go downhill, they've got the M24 looking at them. That's an SKS and a 24 at the bottom of the hill. Method are in a bit of a rough position. There's also a team above them, which I didn't realise.
Yep. That's what worries me. Is that Move?
No, it's Forza. I think we were last, wasn't it?
Yeah, they already went out. Yeah, you're right.
That'll be Forza Esports at the top. TC just hunkering down for now.
Oh no, Curage are in a really awkward spot.
Oh dear.
The other side, they have the cover. Team Ready can just lay into them. It's literally shooting fish in a barrel. Once that blue moves them forward, you don't need to over-peak here. 6 knows that. He can play that smart. He's got the 4-1-6 locked in with the 4 times. Beautiful Death going to keep up the pressure. And they fall their way in. Going to confirm these kills, try and ensure that no one can steal them more than anything. Mert going to find Zoom. And now we are just down to 1 for them. Andy spots out the third-party potential. Good play from Andy. Good awareness, but they are still in between a rock and a hard place. Wick finds Ali, but that's not all it's going to be. Andy does find Zolters. Great stuff from Method. That's going to deal with one side of it. And with that one fight being picked up onto Curage, that opens up their rotation route. Method can now work their way in potentially, unless someone spots them on the way. For now, it looks like all is well in their camp. XMPL, though, doing some dangerous thing with that gun in his hand, and now they've got to be careful that hillside behind them, because they are the team that could pressure Method, and that's, it's Iro with that SKS.
That's a long-range bullet. As Wick does fall, and as you said, Lauren, being able to take out that team opens up a couple more options for them, but as soon as we say that, I know, it's just, there's 2 teams that still have line of sight on them. Smokes are in abundance. TR need to get involved with TC because then that basically keeps Method alive. They've made it to the top 4. Yep. They've got a fair few kills. They've done well. They've brought some back, but how far can you really go off the back of this? Once the smokes are gone, you're buggered, really. Well,
there is that plateau. If they can make it towards that tree, hit the deck, you've got a plateau. It's whether or not you can get there. That's probably the name of the game for them right now. Chris does have a sniper. He could alleviate some pressure. If he gets one shot, tags them, forces them to stop peeking.
It's a gap.
I think Andy has found the plateau. Minox has made the run. He's made it, Chris. Now it's his turn. Can he get there? Oh, Minox gets caught pin. Caught him with the SKS. Bounces that perfectly. Andy, that is not a smoke. That is not a smoke. Oh, gosh, guys. Oh, no!
Leave him.
They just sacrificed everything for him.
should have left him. I mean, it's easy for us to call that, but I thought they were going to take the plateau. I really did.
There was room for it. You could see them prone there. That was either a communications error or maybe they're just, I don't know, they didn't think it clearly. That's a big, big loss. Big loss. And well, we're down to 4 teams, 14 players, and very limited space. And the MVP huts going back into play.
Okay. M24 6 times on the back. No one really in range of sight at the moment. Teams that have to move. Red Diamonds, they're outside of Beautiful Death. Starts to go to work on them. That's the initial knock coming through. M19, the more players that die.
This is huge from Team Ready too, Rich.
The more they kill, the bigger a chance M19 has of winning this. Because they have all 4 up. So if Team Ready takes out Red Diamonds, they then have to worry about TC in front of them. Meanwhile, M19 says, boys, we're out the circle. If you can do as much damage as you can, we appreciate it. Thank you very much. They're just slamming them against the wall. This is...
Team Ready.
There you go, then.
Look at the kills here. 12 kills. This is the game they needed. I said they'd gone quiet after that previous win. Well, they've suddenly gone a little loud again. So, Red Diamonds have 1 still. And he knows he can't do anything. He's going to die to the blue. Done for. Out he goes. Points not picked up. Red Diamonds do go out in 4th. 3 teams remain. We've got the Hut and we've got M19. Now, let's look at the land available. Team Ready are okay because of a deflate. M19 have a compound and then some open ground, a little bit of a dip and a hill to it. TC have a shack.
I'll tell you what, M19 have got the initial bullets, though. They're sent them flying across the map. Merkgunger's going to try and get an angle on it. He's gone up a little bit higher, which I appreciate. Smoke goes down to cover the front line gunners.
It's not much of a dip either for Team Ready, though.
Better than nothing, because if M19 have to push out with this, which they do, is that compound in? It is.
It is slightly,
lucky buggers. All right. And they've got that defilade directly in front of them. They could just hit that hillside, put the smokes out, make it there, and take the center of the circle, essentially.
TC can spot them there, though. That's the thing. Yeah, there you go. I'm saying, like, if M19 run, TC can see them. Whether or not TC take the fight is beyond the point. Now, they're going to have to work their way forward. This is actually bad for both the teams towards the north, because neither of them are in this right now. So there's going to be a fight between those. M19... You're going to get a lot of attention for the next couple of seconds. If you can stay alive, you're good, but I don't think it's going to happen. Light's going to find Constantine. He's going to just spray into that. He knows that the ride's trying to go for it. It's just guesswork at this point. Don't have much ammo to work with. 40 in the clip, and that's it. The smoke path is being made. This is great from Team Ready. Proactive, smart. While the fight goes on between TC and M19, they're going to get over. They've got a player in the circle now. They can hit the deck. They can get to cover. That is great play. This is the intuition and just good reflex play that I love from this squad. I did not expect this.
So they're only ones in the circle and they've got ahead of the game. They give themselves a rock, a car, and a tree to play with. It might not seem much, but it's more than absolutely any of the rest of the team have. M19 will take the high ground. 24 comes out. How many more can you find? He might be able to get a cheeky steal up to the AR. Goes for the quick scope. He needs to try and get these 16 points before they're stolen away, which he does.
Actually, Wanderer just found Iroh as well.
Oh, okay.
If they get overconfident, there's still danger. It shouldn't happen, though. That's the thing. There's a difference between things that can and, and should. In theory, Team Ready are perfectly positioned here. In theory.
For the win. You would say so.
Exactly. Now, M19 in theory could kill TC and then just have the high ground and push down. It could still go anyone's way, but the problem is the lack of cover here for M19. They are staying alive because of the smokes. There isn't much between them. There's a little crater potentially they could get to, but this is looking pretty much wrapped up with a bow on it for Team Ready, especially with this many players alive.
Who moves first? There's the blue. There comes the step out. There's the insta-tap, and down she goes. They've got to be careful of the people that are going to be above them, though. Where's the second one? Wanderer wants a bit of this head. As he steps out, the blue will do the damage. He's got nowhere to go. He's going to deny it. Okay, so he'll deny the points. Fair play. And M19's like, well, we could have done with them, boys. 4 versus 3.
Team Ready are already moving. They've got the line. That's good play from them. This is going to be a nice battle, though.
They have the numbers advantage.
They do, but only by 1. It's not huge. You need to get 1 man up for Team Ready. If you can ask your teammates, hold the peaks, let me push.
Aggressive.
That is what you've got to call for. Because M19, they're going for nades. This is going to be the push. Surely they're going to do this. You need at least 1 teammate. Oh, a beautiful death goes down. We're back to a 3v3. This is all even. The nades rain in. Oh, Iroh's lands. Constantine goes down. It's 3 alive. The trade comes out. Iroh falls. We're down to just XMPL, though, for M19. Is the push about to happen? They don't need it. Team Ready win it again with 15 kills.
That is absolutely fantastic. Team Ready coming off the back of an interesting GLL performance now. Wins in the bag, points on the board, kills in the barrel. They are having an absolute belter.